Hi, I'm Jeff Baust. I teach in electronic production and design at Berklee College of Music, and I teach Pro Tools classes with Berklee Online. In this video, we're going to go a little further with using track groups in a Pro Tools session so that we can organize our sessions, work a little faster, a little better in terms of workflow. So let's have a look at that. In the last movie, we set up some groups that can help us as we're mixing a project in Pro Tools. We can do things like change track balances, mute and solo all of the members of a group really quickly. There's some other things that groups can do for us as well in Pro Tools, and we'll have a look right now. I'm going to think first about display. Right now I have the default settings that Pro Tools usually starts with here. I have all of these clips, and they're just shown as different colors for the different tracks. And here in the mix window, the tracks are just shown. The colors show the track type, so all of the audio tracks are blue, and then here there's a master track, and this is an aux track set up to be a click track, so they have slightly different colors. But if I want, I can go to Preferences and say that for the tracks, I'd like the track colors to change as I make groups active and inactive, and on the Edit window, I'd like the clips to also change their color depending on whether or not they're members of an active group or not. And so here, when I go back to the Edit window, you can see that all of the clips are uncolored, and so I have groups here, and if I want to, I can make a group active. For example, these are the kit tracks up here. When I make that group active, they change color so that I can see that A, the group is active, and B, these are the tracks that go together in that group. And as I make other groups active, it's pretty handy to be able to see who belongs with who and which groups are currently active. Now, if you remember, I made a vocal group of all of these vocal tracks, but in addition, I also made a group of just two of the vocal tracks called Vocal Double and two other vocal tracks, Vocal Harmonies. And you can see quite easily who belongs with who and which groups are active. Note that even though these groups are active, because these tracks are members of a larger group, when I make that larger group active, they take on the color of that larger group. Over here in the tracks, it's the same deal. If I turn on a group, for example, the kit tracks, you can see that here I get the colors for these tracks, the synth tracks now active, the guitar tracks, and so forth. So it's pretty handy. Now, groups can also help me with the display of my tracks as I'm working. Remember that one of the really cool things in Pro Tools is you can show and hide tracks, and of course the tracks will still play. So if I can go over here, these little dots will let me hide and show tracks. If I hide a couple of tracks here, I can even click and drag to hide a lot of them. I can even option click on a track that's showing, and it will hide all of them. The session will still play. I'm just not looking at any tracks, and if I want, I can show some of the tracks, and I can play the session. We are our own creators. And like so. Well, groups can help me with this as well. One of the things I can do is I can select quickly all of the members of a group just by clicking here in this column next to the name of a group. So for all those kit tracks, if I want to select all of the members of the kit group really quickly, I just did. And then I can come up here and say show only the selected tracks. If I wanted to see just the guitars for a second, I could select all of the guitar tracks and say let's see just the guitar tracks. Or I could hide, let's say, the kit tracks by selecting them all quickly and saying just hide the selected tracks. In fact, I can even go a little faster because in addition to clicking here to select the members of a group, if I control click here, it will just show only the members of this group. So if I want to see real quick, let's say just the guitar tracks, I'll just control click here. There's the guitar tracks, and I'll do some tasks, change some levels, whatever I want to do. Then when I'm ready, I can just either option click here to show all of the tracks, or if I prefer, I can come over here and say show all tracks, like so. Turns out the other thing I could do, control click will show only the members of the guitar group, is that there's an all group here, and all tracks are always members of the all group. I could just control click here to show all of the members of that group, which is all of the tracks in my session. I could go the other way. Instead of control clicking here to show only the members of that group, I can shift control and hide the members of that group. You can see all the kit tracks are currently hidden. If I wanted to hide just for a minute the percussion tracks, I could shift control click. I'm hiding them, hide the fun tracks, and maybe hide the keys tracks. Do some work, and when I'm ready, I could either option click on a hidden track to show all of them, show all of the tracks up here, or control click the all group to show every track in my session. So those are some pretty quick features for just changing the views and the displays using these groups that can just, again, help you move a little faster and a little more efficiently as you're working in Pro Tools, whether you're mixing a session or doing some editing, sequencing, whatever. So groups are really handy, definitely worth something to think about and creating in your Pro Tools sessions as you're doing your work.